Okay, 30-second board time. Hot topics in the sport. We know what you folks are here for. You want to see the new, and we get to see it. Last year, Ken Roczen, we didn't know what team he'd even ride for until he showed up here at Media Days. We know the changes, but it's still cool this year to see it in person for the first time.
Well, it's brand new gear, brand new colors, different sponsors, and this is really like the first day of school. We don't know what they're going to look like. It's an exciting time for fans. It's an exciting time for us. So I think I'm going to be ahead of the game. When they show up at Anaheim 1, I'm going to know exactly what they look like, and I'm going to be able to pinpoint those guys out on the track.
Yeah, and especially when you think of the 250 class, because they're generally changing numbers every year too, so there's a lot of new looks. But the story everyone wants to talk about, probably at the top when it's changed, is Chase Sexton, the defending Monster Energy Supercross champ, now going to Red Bull KTM. JT had a chance to talk to him about that.
So Chase Sexton, big story. You leave Honda HRC, come to Red Bull KTM for the 2024 season. Walk us through that thought process. I think a lot of people are will he, won't he, but in the end you did it, and just kind of the motivation behind it and the change you were looking for.
I think a lot of it comes down to just getting a breath of fresh air. I think at Honda, I loved it there. I had good success there. I was happy. But sometimes you kind of just get stuck in a rut and you need a change. And I feel like for me in my career, I think, like, not that I'm old or anything, but I still want to keep improving and keep being refreshed. And for me, that was moving and switching teams. And I felt like I found a really good group of people that I could work with. And that was really the final decision. And I obviously made that quite early. But I'm super confident in my decision. Even throughout the year, winning, not winning, I was confident in my move. And here we are.
So when I look back at the 2023 season, I felt like, you were the Monster Energy Supercross champion, and at a lot of those races, the races you didn't win, the only person that could beat Chase was Chase. And in 2024, it's going to be more critical. You add Jet Lawrence to the mix. Eli comes back. What can you do to kind of take that out of the equation and kind of get out of your own way at times?
Yeah, I think a lot of people like to look at the end of the season and Eli obviously giving me a gift, but to be honest, I probably gave away more points than anybody last year. So for me is obviously racing myself, racing the track, and not getting too far ahead. I think this year I've been more calm and obviously getting older, not getting old like I said before, but I'm getting more experience. And I think last year Eli would beat me a lot of times on experience, but also me making mistakes. So this year I've obviously got a new chassis underneath me, something I feel pretty comfortable on, actually really comfortable on, and I guess we'll see the result at Anaheim and obviously through the season. But overall, focusing on myself and not getting too far ahead and trying to stay in the moment.
So as you mentioned, Anaheim, we're a month away, and you go through the motions, you talk to everyone all day long here, but that A1 round is such a pressure cooker, right? And there's so many eyeballs on it, but in the end, it's the same amount of points as all the other rounds. So for you personally, is it something where you feel like you have to come in and win right away to kind of prove your move was the right one, or can you stay patient at that first one knowing it's a long season?
Stay patient and not play the long game, but stick to my cards and just come in and be solid. That's really the biggest thing for me, is being solid, being there every weekend, being on the podium, and winning a lot of races. But I really want to obviously come in swinging, come in hot, ready to go, but also build and get better throughout the season. I think a lot of times guys come in super ready and almost not over ready, but you almost peak and then you go a little bit downhill. And I think for me, I want to keep building and really focus on that middle part of the season. And you always start good and finish good. It's really the middle part where you're going to make the most points up. And for me, that's my focus.
Cool. Thanks. Good luck next year.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.